The next candidate you will hear from is Derrick Jackson, State Representative, District 68.
Good evening, Houston. Good evening, Houston. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Because 5 years ago, we could not assemble in a place such as this. I had prepared notes, and Pastor Kirby, your prayer touched me, sir. I'm going to speak from the heart. And while I'm speaking from the heart, let me speak about my heart. Her name is Camilla Jackson, the Honorable Camilla Jackson. My lovely wife and I, we have 7 amazing young adults. Yes, I said 7. 4 daughters and 3 sons. And when I think about our family, our children are products of the public education system. One is a doctor, graduated from Meharry, did her undergrad at Fisk. One graduated from Yale. Our son just graduated from Duke, not with 1 degree, but 2, a bachelor's and a master's. Got a son that's played for Coach Prime for 2 years at Jackson State. Now he's up at Kennesaw. He graduates this year, a civil engineer. Got another daughter that's down in Louisiana in her 2nd year, being a doctor. And the youngest at Morehouse. I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you. With a Governor Derrick Jackson, I'm going to wake up each and every day thinking about what can I do for you and your family. If I may speak from the heart, because one of the things that you're going to discover, while all of us, we don't know if it's going to be 8 of us or 12 of us running for governor, seems to grow every day. But we can't say one thing, ladies and gentlemen, then vote another way. Enough playing politics. Because when Pastor Kirby was praying or preaching, he was talking to me. See, I'm a truth teller. Some people call me radical, and that's okay because they call Jesus Christ radical. They call Dr. King radical. They call our Senator Warnock radical. So I'm in good company. But when I wake up each and every day, one with 42 years of leadership experience, leadership, service, and experience. My mother that's looking down from heaven, single mother, raised her only son that became a naval officer. I did 22 years in the United States Navy, 7 deployments, 4 combat missions, 2 special operations, and 1 humanitarian. Now, I know some people say they're battle tested. That sounds good on a bumper sticker. But just yesterday, you have a commander-in-chief that's called himself a war hero. And I know we have some men and women who have served. I see my good friend, right? But for those men and women who put on the uniform to protect and defend the democracy of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, it's hard for someone to tell me that they stand up for a country, but yet they watched the Capitol under attack and did nothing. I'm a truth teller. I'm a radical truth teller. So when you look up all of our candidates running for governor, don't just look at their sound bites. Don't look at the money they raise. Because the truth be told, the money that they raised, they didn't make all 7,100 phone calls to those 7,100 people that helped them raise the money. It's a machine that's behind them. We watched one candidate jumped in the race and he made one phone call to his daddy and got $10 million. So don't make money the metric, ladies and gentlemen. This is about lives right now. And you have to make the right decision come 2026. See, because if 2026 you make the wrong decision, we already see what consequences are. We can't wait till November 2026. I'm fighting for you right now. See, because we're at war. And I'm not talking about the wars that I'm accustomed with, bombs and missiles. No, we're at a different kind of war. See, because Project 2025 was very clear what they were going to do. But we didn't pay attention. 89 million people did not vote that were registered voters. 75 million of us voted for her. 75 million of us. In fact, I was one of her surrogates for Georgia. 77 million voted for a convicted felon that talked about he was for economics. This battle right now that we're in is not about economics. Don't be fooled. Because if it was about economics, we all know when Democrats are running the show, we make things right. People are not voting because of kitchen table things. No, don't be fooled. They're voting their interests. So I'm fighting for your family right now. When I fight for public education, for example, look up Senate Bill 82. Look it up. Senate Bill 82. It's a pro-charter bill that Republicans push. And if you see a Democrat voting yes for that, that tells you who they are. Look it up. You're going to have to do some homework. If a Democrat voted yes on Senate Bill 244, the pro-Trump bill, which means that Georgians are going to be held accountable to pay Trump's $6.2 million bill. That's wrong. Why are we letting Georgians be accountable for paying a criminal's legal fees? As your governor, I will stand up against Trump. See, because whoever gets elected in 2026, we're going to have to deal with him. He is withholding right now $5 billion of our FEMA money that devastated South Georgia. So right now his agenda is to make us sick, dumb, poor, and powerless. That big ugly bill is going to make us sick. You don't take $1 trillion out of Medicaid and think it's going to be okay. As one that's taking care of our soon-to-be 89-year-old aunt. Without her Medicaid and her Social Security, it would devastate our family. This is a real fight. He's trying to make us dumb by dismantling the Department of Education, something that Jimmy Carter, our beloved Jimmy Carter, created. I'm going to be a governor to empower superintendents and get out of the way. Give you the resources and the tools so you can create a conducive learning environment and then get out of the way. Empower our teachers and then get out of the way. And oh yeah, by the way, teachers, I'm the only one talking about helping your retirement system and make it right. So that way we can not only retain you and recruit you, but when you go to retire, you're not working at Walmart. My mother-in-law is an educator, and she's still working at 75. So when I'm saying what I'm going to do for your family, I get this real time in my family. My mother was a nurse for 40 years. 40 years before she left this world. So I understand what it means to lead with compassion. So when Pastor Kirby was praying, it reminded me, the Holy Spirit reminded me that, Derrick, you are a Proverbs 31, 8, 9 individual. Don't worry about Googling and looking it up. It just simply says, you are the voice for the voiceless. That's me, a retired lieutenant commander. See, because the other thing that he's trying to do, make us sick, make us poor, but then make us powerless. They already gutted the Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. Now they want to clean it up and go after Section 2. See, Section 2, if they gut Section 2, it's going to make it hard for my good brother, President Griggs, and them to litigate, because everything is around discrimination. We should not be living in a country where we do not have rights. If you ever wondered what would it have been like to fight for civil rights in the 50s, you now have your opportunity. Because I know we have a lot of men and women who served in the military. We have some outstanding police officers in here that I had the opportunity to talk to a few of them. Those who put on the uniform to serve. I'm running to become your governor, to serve you, not to be served. This is not about a title for me. This is not about a title. This is about service to help the least of these. John Lewis said it best. If I could sum it up, he said, if you see something that's not right, not fair, and unjust, you have a moral obligation to do something. And I'm exercising my moral obligation to do something. You're not going to find me saying one thing in Houston County and then saying something else and making bib. See, the beautiful thing my mother taught me, Pastor Kirby, was this. She said, Derrick, always tell the truth, because if you tell the truth, you don't have to memorize it. I'm just speaking from the heart for a second, because I came with some prepared notes. And as a PhD candidate, I can articulate very well. But his prayer touched me, ladies and gentlemen. We're at war. This is not about, I can't talk about AI, I can't talk about Medicaid expansion, I can't talk about anything else if we do not have a democracy, if we do not have humanity. We should be able to love each other. White, black, urban, suburban, old, young. That's what the Navy taught me for 22 years. I didn't care if you was from Wisconsin or Iowa or New York. It was about the mission. And the mission right now is to make sure that all Georgians are insulated from what is happening in Washington, D.C. No one should have the fear of leaving their homes every day. But as I crisscross Georgia, they're being afraid of being detained. Some Georgians already are under the belief that we already lost our democracy. They are afraid of leaving their homes. When ICE showed up in my district, I was not silent. I went to the press. And if I ever catch ICE in District 68, they are in trouble. See, because one of the things you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, the governor is not just the chief executive officer of the state, it is also the commander-in-chief. We never had a commander-in-chief with 22 years of military experience. Never. That's what you would get with a Derrick Jackson, a fully qualified individual to make sure all of our families are safe, because they will not sin. And when we talking about boots on the ground, see, that means something different for those of us who served. It's not just a catchy song or a catchy theme. And the reason why they're doing this, because they want you to get immune to martial law. I'm just telling you. See, it's great to talk about gas prices and affordable and all that stuff, but if you got martial law, you got a different kind of situation for all of our families. And they're doing it. See, I'm a governor that's studying them right now. See, because my campaign, we got an offense and a defense. We understand how to do this because the Navy taught me very well how to do this, how to protect and defend the Constitution, something that I had to repeat 17 times. The oath doesn't have an expiration with me.
1 minute left.
That's all I need, 60 seconds. So I don't give you a prepared speech tonight. I'm going to be around, but I encourage you all to go to voteDerrickJackson.org. It's who I am. It's who I've always been. You can look at my timeline. You see no gaps. I don't just say this when it's time for election. I say this all the time. But when you start to see other candidates and they got gaps in their timeline, that tells you something. I'm the only one talking about that we will have a state PRO-Act bill to empower labor. I'm the only one talking about it because labor is what built this country. We're going to continue to need labor because labor is also part of our family. I'm Derrick Jackson, and I will be your next governor. Thank you.